The male gaze ruins men's love lives. The male gaze is the act of depicting women in media from a male perspective that presents women as object-like characters. This can be seen by treating women characters as a reward for the man for accomplishing his goal. How this affects men is that the concept of female attraction is written completely from a male perspective, which makes men think that acting like main characters in movies will make women attracted to them. But this perspective is usually completely divorced from how women actually experience attraction, which leads to many young men feeling disillusioned with romance because the women in real life aren't acting how male writers in Hollywood told them they would.
In order to get equal representation in the media, women shouldn't have to be portrayed in an amorous manner. This increases the objectification that young women experience from the male gaze and has a negative impact on young women as a whole. The commercials for Carl's Jr. are a perfect illustration of this. In the ads in question, attractive women who are barely dressed and act passionately while eating burgers are used to get people to buy more. In contrast to their burgers, they were better known for their advertisements. In a 2009 press release, Andrew Puzder, the former CEO of Carl's Jr's Holding Company, which owns CKE Restaurants, stated that they believe in using attractive models in their commercials because less attractive ones don't sell beer. Women are shown in today's media, like TV, social media, and music videos, to have unrealistic body ideals, dress provocatively, and act in ways that are generally stimulating. Even family-friendly films like Disney frequently exaggerate the shape of women's bodies. According to Deseret News, picture the typical Pixar character: wide hips, large chests, a skinny waist, and a dump truck. In the top Hollywood films from the last 10 years, 35% of the female actors are nudists. 61% of the 40 people wearing hot clothing were deemed thin. Men who watch this kind of media as children and adults tend to objectify women and speak inappropriately about them because of the way women are portrayed and treated like objects. Men believe that women are okay with this because of this, or the belief that they have a right to a woman as a result of the media they have been exposed to throughout their lives. Girls and women lose their humanity when they are treated as things. This leads to a culture in which women are harassed and abused. Putting these standards on young girls makes them doubt themselves more and makes them feel bad about themselves and anxious. They are more prone to poor mental health when they have this level of low self-confidence. This could be bad for their mental health because it often makes them put their physical appearance or appeal above their mental health. Women who feel this way are more easily manipulated and exposed to violence and other forms of abuse. Women's depression, lower self-confidence, and a general increase in self-consciousness have been linked to the media's passionate portrayal of women. Men frequently make the case that women who perform as exotic dancers or who appear in adult movies are asking for it by exposing their bodies. Exotic dancing is a beautiful art that requires practice to master. Males should not cross their boundaries with attractive women just because they are dancing in a way that they find attractive. Gorgeous women with gorgeous bodies are not entitled to this. Men did not create women for their own pleasure. They are not there for men to ogle at, because you think their tight jeans make them look bulky as they cross the street. Just because you think a woman is acting promiscuously toward you doesn't mean she wants you. And wearing something doesn't constitute consent, especially considering that she already claimed not to. Let's talk about how society already views women as objects and how the media portrays the amorous aspects of dangerous elder relationships in order to appeal to straight men. While real relationships aren't frequently displayed, passionate ones between women frequently are. Relationships in Suffolk are now viewed as an overly passionate novelty. In fact, lesbian culture has always been viewed through the eyes of men, who think that a relationship between two women can only be passionate. Women are uncomfort now. Straight men's outrageous portrayals of women loving other women have made it hard for women to be themselves. These straight men find the amorous elements of a sapphic relationship attractive or exciting, when there is no place in a relationship between two women for a short male to play. They try to catch the male gaze, but in this situation, they are unable to participate. This leads to a wide range of problems that make the LGBT community's problems even worse. Straight men who believe they can convert straight women to lesbians, as well as straight women who engage in seemingly or borderline amorous behavior with other straight women in search of male validation, are included. It shows how little respect they have for queer women and makes it hard for WLW to go out in public without worrying about what people will think of them. A group of 4 men beat 2 women in 2019 for refusing to have a private moment in their presence. The attack on this couple on the London bus by these men, who were between the ages of 15 and 18 left them hurt. Women already feel uneasy around men. These kinds of things make the worries and problems that queer women already face every day even worse. Delusion must think that they are always being talked about because of the person they are seeing. Because of these issues, relationships between people of color who don't present according to the typical gender norms or who identify as transgender are put at even greater risk. Among male presenters of lesbians, discrimination is noticeably worse, compared to femme, which features lesbians. Straight men have a lot more sympathy and friendliness for David than men who are more muscular. People who don't identify as men or women, but say they are biological women often worry about their safety in public today. Because of someone else's bias, no one should be afraid for their safety or for themselves. 80% of victims of human trafficking are women. If women are not objectified, they will be exploited less globally. The young girls of today will be able to grow up in a society where they are able to love themselves if the unrealistic, Eurocentric beauty standards we currently have are eliminated. I firmly believe that in order to protect future generations from body dysmorphia, anxiety, and low self-esteem, all genders need to be educated, and social media needs to show more accurate representations of people. It's fine to write stories with more idealistic characters or make small changes to images to make them more appealing. Fantasy is a great way to escape the stress of real life, and it should always be allowed in society. However, the objectified, flawless images that are constantly displayed everywhere have a negative impact on many people's sense of self-worth. No matter what they do, it's unfortunate to expect someone to always look flawless. It just doesn't make sense. It's critical to begin presenting the female body as natural, which hasn't been done until now. Women's bodies must always represent something, whether it be purity, motherhood, or intimacy. Because of the historical associations it has had up to this point, it is not possible for it to exist as a natural thing within the society we have established. This explains why a lot of women can simply go about their day without worrying about random comments from strangers. To stop all of this, we need to teach future generations that the female body is natural and that its main purpose is to give the person who has it a physical presence, not to please other people's tastes. It should only be objectified when the person using it wants to be seen as amorous, not whenever someone else decides they want to. What do you think about how women are viewed as objects in the West today? Is it men's fault that they grew up seeing women objectified? Or is it the media's fault that they purposely show women wearing almost nothing? To give your support, click the thumbs up button. Please leave a comment below if you would like to see more videos like this one. Be sure to give it to the guys who are in the most precarious need of it.